Today we are going to talk about some basic rational application word problems. So these are basic rate of time to accomplish a task. So here it says Paris can mow the yard in 2 hours and Billy can do it in a half an hour. They both have mowers and work together. How long would it take them to mow? So anytime we have a problem like this with rates of time to accomplish something, it's always the independent rates added together equal their time to do it together, and we make them fractions with one on top. So Paris, his rate would be 1/2 because his time to complete the yard is 2 hours. Billy would take a half hour. Even though this is going to be an interesting looking fraction, I'm going to leave it this way, 1/0.5, because that's half of an hour since 2 is measured in hours, and this is half of an hour is 0.5. Those two should add together to get their together time, and that's what we want to find. So this one's going to be our 1/x. So what we do is we set up a rational equation. The two independent rates should equal the together rate. And the way that I'm going to solve this is I'm going to make this a proportion here, and I'm going to cross multiply and solve. So I need to add these two fractions together. So I need to get common denominator. So I'm going to multiply the 1/0.5 by 4, because 4 times 0.5 will give me 2 on the bottom. So it means I get a 4 on the top, a 2 here, and I get 1/x. Now when I complete this and I add these two together, 1 plus 4 gives me 5, and I get 5/2. 5/2 is equal to 1/x. This is where I want to cross multiply so I can solve for x. So that means 5x is equal to 1 times 2, which is 2. So that means x is going to be 2/5, which is 2/5 of an hour. Now, if I wanted to put that in something that's a little bit easier to digest, because 2/5 of an hour isn't really how we talk often, we go 2/5 and we're going to multiply that by 60. So 2/5 is 0.4 times 60 tells me that that is also, another way I could represent that is as 24 minutes. And that's how long it would take them to complete that yard together. Number 2 is going to work the same way. We've just got more people this time. It doesn't matter how many people we have. We could have 20 people working together and would still work the same way. All their independent rates added together is going to equal their time to accomplish the task together. So Brooke can paint a fence in 5 hours. So Brooke's rate is 1/5. Abby can paint the same fence in 4 hours. So that's 1/4. Both of them working with Jen. So we have Jen can paint the fence in 2 hours. So that means all 3 of them working together, that's their together time, they can finish this thing in 2 hours. How long would it take Jen to paint the fence alone? So our x goes down here with Jen because she is the one that we want to find. So this one's set up a little bit differently, but we've got 1/5 plus 1/4 plus 1x equals 1/2. Now, if we're going to solve this like the way we did with number 1, I recommend putting everything that's just a number on the same side. So I'm going to subtract that stuff over. 1/2 minus 1/5 minus 1/4. Because this is an operation that I could do. We could easily plug that in a calculator, but I want the fraction. I'm going to practice finding that common denominator. It's going to be 20. So we're going to get 10/20 minus 4/20, because we're going to multiply this one by 4 to get 20 on the bottom. 10 on the bottom of this one to get our 20. 5 times 4 was what we'll get for 20 here, so that's going to be 5/20. And now we can just complete this operation. 10 minus 4 minus 5 is just 1. So that means this thing is 1/x equals 1/20. We can see the answer is going to be 20. When we cross multiply, 20 times 1, x times 1. So that means x equals 20, and that is 20 hours. And we know it's hours because this stuff is measured in hours, so that's our unit of measurement there. So it takes her 20 hours to paint this fence by herself, a whole lot longer than everybody else. That's what you need to do with those. So if you need any help, send me a message, and we'll work through it. Bye, guys.